In the previous episode, we cleared out a little bit of space below our starter workshop, designed and built a snow golem farm that will collect snowballs for us, and then use those snowballs to harvest chorus flowers. And then we made a machine to harvest the plants, replanting them along the way. And hey y'all, welcome back to Vi Plays Create. I am Vi, and I started off this episode exploring a little bit of the world. I've added an ambient sound mod, and I kind of wanted to just go around to the different biomes and experience it for myself, and get some cool cinematic shots because I'm a sucker for a good cinematic. And I also had a bit of a curiosity, and maybe an issue with Distant Horizons. Because the generation of the world that I could see was not matching up to what I was actually exploring, and it was actually causing some issues. So the replay mod doesn't actually show it, but essentially the Distant Horizons, whenever I would explore a certain area that I hadn't yet, and it had generated like a mountain or something, if I explored a little bit of that area, and then it regenerated that area, and it wasn't a mountain, it looked like a chunk error. Oh, but how good is this ambient sound mod, am I right? And you can see, these structures are not correct. And I don't know if this is an update with the tectonic mod or what, but I don't know, it makes for a cool cinematic intro, I think. But this whole mountain range, this is actually my mountain that I live on the other side of. This actually extended in Distant Horizons generation. It extended where this ocean sits with more mountains. And I don't know how Distant Horizons got it wrong, or if it was an update with the tectonic mod or whatever, but exploring the area around my base fixes most of my distant views. I did all of this exploring and made it back to my base to find this. I am overstressed. Why? I mean, those are still moving. Those are still moving. Oh, I'm not overstressed. Oh, I'm an idiot. That's what I am. Okay, well, I thought I was being clever. I thought I was being smart. I was like, yeah, I'm gonna add this thing to the thing so that I can turn off the power to my iron farm whenever I don't need it. Except that's what hooks up everything up here. I'm such a dummy. Okay, so then we have to reroute the power probably from the chain drives. There we go. Yeah, things are gonna start flowing in. Okay, I think that should work. Cool. So whenever this runs out of iron, obviously this system here is going to get jump started, and that segues kind of perfectly into what I was going to talk about next. And I'm not too proud to admit when I was wrong. I have had this cobblestone generator, which is the old version. This is the old displacement cobblestone generator that you've seen in the past versions of Create. I said that I wanted to go with this one because it's really, really fast, and it is. It's significantly faster than anything you can use to produce cobblestone, the quote-unquote legit way. Yeah, I'm doing it again. These are my Minecraft air quotes. But I had a realization. I only need about 3 stacks of cobblestone every, I don't know, 3 seconds maybe? I don't really even know how fast it takes to wash them because like there's only like 3 fans, I guess, per wash thing. And I do plan to expand this later, but like I don't really have the stress units for that. But I'm producing so much more cobblestone than that. And I don't need that much cobblestone, and I'm producing all of this lag for nothing. So yeah, I'm not too proud to admit when I was wrong. There's 2 Endermen. There's like one right there, and then there was do I get their pearls? One brief distraction later. Where was I? Right. The cobblestone generator. Yeah, it's done really well, but I don't need the TPS lag, and I don't need any of the other lag, so I'm just gonna break this all down. This hurts so much. Oh my gosh, this hurts. This feels terrible. But like, just think about all the components we're about to get back. Ah, yes. Sadness. Sadness and despair. To be frank, I don't even think I need a max size item vault for this, but we'll do it anyway. Essentially, the design that I came up with, which I think is not special, calling it my design is probably a stretch because I'm sure somebody out there has done something similar because it's just using the new mechanics with the chute so that the cobblestone doesn't immediately break. So now I can go ahead and pop down a few of these components here, and I can kind of show you what I had in mind. Now, I did find a way to stack this multiple times, but I think I do want to stack it at least twice. And as much as I want that lava back, it's actually less than a single source, so... Okay, I should probably explain the mechanics of this first. Essentially, a cobblestone generator using the shoot and drill combination will actually prevent the cobblestone from breaking. However, if you make a stone generator by having water flow beneath lava, the block will still break. So it's not like you could actually speed this process up by making a stone generator, because technically stone breaks faster than cobblestone. No, that doesn't actually work. However, if you make a stone generator and just preload it with cobblestone, it tricks Create Mod into thinking this doesn't need to break, and because it's got a lava source and a water source and a drill and a chute touching the sides of it, and that just quantifies it as a cobblestone generator, so it makes this stackable. Otherwise, it kind of wouldn't be. So we preload it with some of those, face a few drills into the sides, take a quick nap, make an infinite water source with bone meal. Oh my god, he's never gonna let this go! Line the bottom of the drills with a bunch of framed trapdoors. Do the same to the sides. Connect all of the drills with the belt. Remove the trapdoor because you forgot that the shaft has to run there. Begin waterlogging all of your mechanical drills. Line the top of this with a bunch more chutes. Place full blocks of glass on top of all your drills. Do a temporary block on the ends with the frame trapdoor on those. And then preload this with the lava source or two. And then all you'd have to do is connect it up to power. It's actually that easy. Now the cool bit that I added, or at least I think I added, I haven't actually checked anywhere. But essentially, if you want to stack this, all you have to do is line the top of this with more chutes. And this is where your next row of cobblestone generators goes. And then you just gotta enclose this upper space up here. On the stack below is with chutes, but this time I'm just gonna do it with glass because I only need 2 layers of this. At least I think I do. I haven't actually tested that yet. And then I think I just need a couple more lava sources. Now this one, since it doesn't have a stack above, I can actually divide this up and use 2 lava sources instead of having to use the full 4. On this layer, there's only 1 block of space between the actual cobblestone and the chutes above, so I had to use 2 lava sources per side. Now on this one over here, I can just have it like go over this block here and it should flow the entirety of the way. And then once it does, I can just break those 3 glass blocks that are underneath the lava there. Perfect. And then I can just go ahead and enclose the top of this. And that, I think, is a cobblestone generator stacked. Now I think all I have to do is connect it up to the power, but I think it should probably be separate from this line because currently, as I showed a moment ago, I'm currently turning off the power to the iron farm from here, which is where the source is. So I think I should probably split this so that the cobblestone generator can be separate from the iron farm. I don't currently have any plans to run the cobblestone generator to anything else, but it'll be good to have it separated in the future. Now currently this isn't really going that fast, but I also kind of want to keep the drills fairly slow because they take up a lot of stress units. Yeah, we just probably quadrupled the amount of stress that we put on this entire system. Now, we want to go ahead and turn that off for a moment because we want this to be triggered by our threshold switch right here. And this is generating from cobblestone, so all I got to do is grab a clutch, which I have conveniently in my toolboxes, grab a redstone link, and then assign this to cobblestone, and then I just got to shift right click with an empty hand, and now it's going to turn off whenever that turns off. I'm going to go ahead and encase a few of these items, and that should be a much more lag-friendly cobblestone generator. We have 30... what the heck? Oh, right, because everything's turned off right now. Ooh, I do wonder if it's going to overstress when everything kicks on. In fact, let's test that right now. I feel like that's going to be worth doing. That should help us quite a bit with washing speed. Oh yeah, it looks like it's kind of keeping up now. I very much wish I had put the entirety of the iron farm a little closer to this wall. That way I could have like a walking path on that side of the building over closer to the window. Yeah, we might have to do something about that sooner rather than later. I mean, it should be easy enough to do. All I really have to do is remove all the lava sources, water sources, and super glue it, which I think should be doable. Oh my, it's working. Okay, is that in the right spot? 2 blocks of space isn't bad. Alright, I think I'm cool with that. But like, look how much more space I have at the front here. That is going to be so nice. Now I just have to reroute the power and yeah. I'm sure I've forgotten something. That needs to go back there. Otherwise, they're not going to crush very much. Well, I didn't really feel like doing all of that. So also we're going to remove these because we're going to start using flint for other stuff. It's overstressed. Why are we overstressed? Uh-oh. Oh no, 640 stress units. Are these running right now? Are they supposed to be running? That's crazy. All for the sake of lag. However, we have infinite fuel. And we can solve that issue real quick. In fact, we already have most of it built. The only thing I need to do is I need to grab a stock link, a frog port, a packager, and technically this already has a stock link on it, but since it's going to another address, we want to do it up here. If I do this like right here, this should be able to reach. I'm going to do that, and then if I go here, and I'm going to name this charcoal steam send, I believe. Oh no, didn't I disconnect all of this? I think I totally did, and I never hooked it back up to power. Well, that's gonna have a hard time doing anything if I don't hook this back up to power. Oh, you know what? I do think I need one of these. I think I need factory gauges because I don't want to be sending all of the time. I only want to send every once in a while. And then what we need to do is we need to get a thing to offload the charcoal. And since I think our room is like right here-ish. If I name that charcoal steam receiving, I don't want it to depackage the contents until it gets down here. It's a neat little fun fact, by the way. If you want to encase a chute so it looks like industrial iron, all you got to do is that. And then we're going to send this all the way down. And this is where we're going to get a little fancier. I want all of this to... What? Why are these... Wait, do these not even matter? Do you seriously only need one campfire? And it does the same result? Okay. Essentially, I'm going to clear out this area right here. I'm going to do a mechanical arm feeding blaze burners, and that should give us tons more power. So instead of running a bunch of belts all over the room, I think I'm just going to send these to a couple weighted ejectors, and I'm going to have them toss the packages over to a vault, which we will be reading. I think there's a way to read this with a factory gauge. We want to do a depot out of a vault with a depot, packager, funnel, and then I think what I can do from here is I just have to set a weighted ejector to like that. I gotta do that. I can go ahead and set that as the input, and then I can go ahead and set all these guys as the output. I'm only doing 2 per because I just genuinely don't have enough blaze burners at the moment, but then all I have to do is give this guy some power. I think that this system over here is practically completely out of stress, so I think I'm just gonna do like there. Nope, can't reach. We'll just do there, and then I'll have to run some more power. That is not fast, but it should get a little bit faster once we speed those up. Now, if I grab some charcoal, I think that if I go ahead and put a factory gauge here. Oh, wait, no, I put a stock link, right? Does it read the inventory or does it read... I think it has to read that inventory. Then if I do that with a bit of charcoal. Hold on. Oh, I've done this the wrong way around. Okay, that makes sense. Let me grab that back. So stock link goes here. I attune to that stock link. We go back this way. I set this on the packager. We check for charcoal and it has 0. Now if I go into here, I say we want to have a target, we'll say a target stack of 20. Okay. And then I have to do the targeted address. Send items to charcoal steam R. Check. And eventually, oh, we got packages. Packages are coming in. It's going to grab those packages. It's going to send them through the chutes. Those are going to fall through the chutes. They're going to get plopped onto there. Plopped onto there. Sent right into there. Oh my god, it's happening. Oh, they got double stacked. Will it send both? It won't, but it does do that. That is so cool. I'm flinging charcoal. Now, I got to get this guy hooked up to power. Okay. We're good to go. Okay, as you can see, we're still pretty low on heat and size, it appears. Actually, That one's up to 32k. And if I expand this one, it'll also be up to 32k. Nice. I mean, I don't really care so much about this guy. I mean, we've just made so much more stress units get added to the system. Factory gauges, they're so cool. And now, if I go back over to my stressometer, I think I should be able to check it, and we should have... We're using 59,000 out of 73,000, which is better. We only got 20k extra, but, I mean, charcoal is pretty much unlimited for us now, so... Dude, nice. Wow. Oh, what a tangent. If I had a nickel for every time I said what a tangent, I'd probably be a millionaire at this point. But this isn't what we're doing today. No, today we're going to do spawners. I want blaze spawners, and I have skelly spawners, and I think I've even found a zombie spawner at one point. I don't know if I marked that one, but we're going to stick a bunch of spawners in a bunch of different farms. Ooh, you know what else? I want to see how much coarse fruit we have. This is also a bit of a tangent, but I really want to check it out. Also, I totally added a Enderman griefing data pack, so hopefully now we don't get any more of those random grass blocks all around the place, and hopefully there isn't a ton of Endermen sitting at the bottom of our world and collecting a bunch of blocks and not despawning. Let's see how much we got. 2k, not bad. 322 of those. Nice. Also, I kind of set this up to it'll only pull out a full stack, meaning that we should always have at least a few in the barrel here. Hopefully we should never actually completely lose it. 2,000 coarse fruit. That's not bad. That's a lot of end rods. Okay, now we're going to need a building for this, and I'd like to go ahead and make the building first. We can do a little bit of logistical planning before we completely lay everything out, but I'm gonna need space for that, and I think I kind of want to expand over on this side. I don't really want anything to block the front view of my workshop, but I think if I built up the land over here, or maybe even like just flattened off this part right here and cleared out a bunch of these trees, I believe we can make a space for building right here. And it's been a while since I built anything new over here. I'm kind of excited for it, but first and foremost, I want to get something that's going to help me clear these trees. Now, in the very beginning of this series, you saw me chop down a lot of these trees manually, but I saw a Foxy No-Tail video the other day, and I don't know why I never put this together, but obviously you can just make a saw. All you need is a rail and a cart, and then a contraption that, picks up all the drops so that I don't have to go collecting everything. Duh. And I also wouldn't have to, crank the saw with my hand. No, I can just use the cart contraption, obviously. But yeah, let's throw together a little bit of a saw and let's clear an area, shall we? All right, saw acquired. Let's see if this thing actually functions. Okay, this is like my second iteration. Obviously, I've added a plow to the back, but I mean, it's working now. I'm not mad at that. What? I don't have anything to light this up. Oh, wait, here we go. Oh, that's awesome. Also, what? I'm at Y level 100. Like, I'm just below the surface. Like, and I've been in free cam here, like a lot. How did I not notice? What? I'm freaking blind. And from there, I hopped into a live stream to see if we can get a little bit of the building done. A whole bunch of stuff. I've already flattened a little bit of area over here. And right here, you can see that I have, this is a 9x9, or rather a 9x18. So I can put two spawners side by side. But yeah, I want to design a building, but I don't think this is going to be big enough. I do think it's a little bit high up. I don't want it to be the same height or at the same level as that building there. And I did dig out a bunch of space here, and I think I might actually continue it lower because I kind of want this to be a roadway, but I want this roadway to kind of continue this way and kind of go down a little further. We got a lot of things done in that live stream, but one thing that we did accomplish that I wanted to include in the video is we got our first Wand of Symmetry. It helped us a ton in the build. If I told you I got all of that done in a single live stream, I would be lying. It took me several more hours than what we did in the live stream to get all of this done. But I think I'm at a good point now where I can actually start, like, you know, actually talking to you guys again, because I've gotten a lion's share of the work done. And the last big thing that we need to do is to get our spawners in place. Well, that and, you know, hook up with power. I have no power run over here, so that might be an issue. But this one over here, I have designated as my stack of blaze spawners. Now, I don't actually have 3 blaze spawners, but I'm going to stick the 2 that I have in place, and then we'll work our way out from there. I do, however, have 3 skeleton spawners. So let's go collect some spawners, shall we? I'm going to craft up a bunch of mine carts, grab a ton of cart assemblers and rails. And then all I have to do is throw down a rail, stick my cart assembler in there, load up a minecart, place down my lever right here. I don't actually know if I have to change the config. I might have to just... Nope, never mind. Okay, I do have to change the config, because there ain't no way I'm running a bunch of rail to get these in place. No, sir. Okay, I should now be able to yoink that. Nice. And that is my skelly spawner. I should just be able to break that, pick that up. Wait, no, I should have done the one. Oh yeah, I should definitely go from the top down with this. Okay, there we go. Okay, there's the spider spawners. I don't need those. I need the skelly spawner. Oh, did that? Oh, it takes the torch with it? Yeah, can't have that. Can you imagine if the torch broke the spawner? That would be devastating. Aha! And yeah, that's like kind of it. Now I just gotta super glue all of this again. There we go. Gotta love the vanilla spawners. And so now I can go ahead and toggle this. That's going to stick that block, and I believe if I power this one and power that one off, I should be able to pick that up. And now the spawners are out here. Very nice. Yoink. Should I? There is another fortress right here. Okay. I should now be free to disable that one. All I gotta do is power that again, depower that. Am I stickered? Yes. And then I should just be able to swing it around. And yeah, you know what? I say I might as well just go get that other spawner. Let's go to the other fortress and just see if we can... Dang, I've already got 48 blaze rods. That's insane. I'll have to grab one more blaze burner. Blaze spawner. Whatever they're called. You know what I mean. Dude, what is that chest? There it is. I have another... Okay, so now I have an extra. And this one's gonna live right there. All right, let's get this last blaze spawner in place, and then let's hook this thing up to power. And I think that's it. And then I just seal that off. I think we're good to go. Perfect. Okay, now we shouldn't be spawning any more blazes. And unfortunately, the power that's over here is not gonna cut it, so I'm gonna have to actually run some sort of power over from there. Yeah, I could definitely just run some chain conveyors. So if I do that, that kind of looks like it's attached. Oops. Oh, I bet these are see-through. I don't want to break into that wall right there. Ow. 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 Okay, does that let the light through? It definitely does. Okay, so we got to get that there. Does it still let the light through? It definitely does. Dang. Okay. So then maybe I just do that and it will kind of look like it's attached. That's fine, probably. But now I should only have to do that. What happened here? Oh no, did this burn the... They burned my freaking chimney. Those butt munches. This might be a little bit too far, but I do want to go up and over these trees. Okay, and this is where I think I want to make like a little bit of a tunnel. Obviously, I can't have this go over the top of the runway, so I think I'm just going to do sort of like an access hatch type of thing. Because if I put that right there, and then I just connect that right there. Okay, we have power transfer. That'll work. Okay, that, I think, is everything. Obviously, that's my sword, and I don't want to break it, so I'm going to keep the AFK sessions rather short, or I'll just AFK it myself, and I'll actually, like, slice myself instead of using the deployer. But I think one last upgrade I want to do here is I want to be able to output out of this right here, and I think if I change this to be a chute, and then I swap that into a block of iron, industrial iron. Does that let light through? It might, but it seems like it's not enough to really matter. And then I can take another brass funnel here, output out of there, and that's going to send any and all drops that land on top here into the vaults as well. Now, I also want to make sure that we're not taking in any bows. Bows are just like completely useless to me. So I think before I get into any vaults here, I want to actually take out of the side of this. I'm going to do that. I'm going to grab another list filter. I'm going to do an allow list. And then we're going to ignore data. And then I'm also going to want a... I don't have a lava bucket, but I do have flint and steel. And I think I have netherrack. Nothing in this area should be flammable, so I don't think that'll catch fire on anything. Okay. Am I forgetting anything? I've got the belts to move the mobs over to here. I've got the fan to blow them downward. Mainly the blazes for that part. And then I've got the deployer, and everything seems to be moving. Yeah, I think we're good to test it. Let's just see what 256 looks like. That's going to fling them over there. It's going to send them all the way down. Oh, they're going to start firing at that deployer, but it shouldn't matter too much, and that should push them down anyway. Although they are fighting it. This fan is going down, right? Yeah, it is. Do they drop XP? I guess not. All right, well, I'm going to turn on the skeletons as well. Rotate that back in. De-sticker that. And rotate that back out. And yeah, I think I'm going to let this run for a little while, and we'll see what the drops look like. All right, it has been approximately 20 minutes, I think. And I might steal this really quick so I can do this. We should have no more in here, and let's do a quick check. 843, 988. Hell yeah. I did also add an attribute filter to this, but it looks like if I get two pieces back to back, they actually won't come out and burn because technically it senses there's an entity in the way, and so it'll just like let it pass on. So I might have to double this up so that we're not getting the bows and the pieces of armor and stuff like that. But I mean, come on. Anytime I need to like repair up some of my armor or whatever, this is going to be the perfect way to do it. 843 blaze rods is insane. I accidentally automated fuel again. Oops. Now, let's detail this sucker. Okay, I know I just said I was about to do detail work, but I have made a decision. I think I do want to have the spiders be this stack of spawners right here. Yeah. Okay, now let's do some detail work. Wow, I'm not actually sure how much time I put into this. Just going around doing little detail work here and there. Obviously doing this massive retaining wall. I wanted to add some details to the sides where these really stark, very flat walls are. I didn't want to overdo it. I might do another gutter right here, but for the most part, I just wanted to have some sort of fixture, something the sort of machinery-esque on the sides here. And then these, I think, kind of stand for themselves. This is meant to be like metal sheeting. And then obviously the garage doors wouldn't really have too much around them. On this side over here, I felt as the front face, it should have a little bit more detail work, and obviously I added a window with a nice arch using some of the copycat half panels. I'm really trying not to use too much of these, but in some of the small detail things, stuff like that, I feel like it actually adds a lot. And then these garage doors do actually open and close, which I think is kind of cool. If I go inside here, we can actually pop these guys open, which I think is a nice little detail to add. Eventually, when we get actual moving trucks and things out and around these buildings, I think it'll be nice to have a place to pick up and drop off stuff. And then popping into FreeCam here, we can just kind of take a quick look at this retaining wall. I wanted these to be walls because they have these like corrugated vibe to them. It's because there's a solid block on the other side at the top of all of these, making them all this sort of corrugated stone retaining wall type things. And then on the top of each of these pillars, I've put a block of andesite alloy, to flex. I don't really know what this building is meant to be as far as like manufacturing in the quote unquote lore in my brain, but you can have trucks pull in here and pick up items and things like that. And then I did add this gutter here, and I didn't realize till I was kind of done with this that it would probably make more sense for the gutter downspout to be on the lower side of the building. It's fine. It's fine. We've already done all the work to do this. But yeah, I added like a little kind of like a grate here that goes all the way down, and then this channel also is meant to channel water, and similar grate right here, and this would go underground to probably outpour over on the retaining wall somewhere to make sure you don't get erosion over time. Particularly important on a hillside build like this. Erosion is really bad. So I'm gonna try and keep water flow as like a forefront of why certain details would be in certain places, why girders would be in a place, stuff like that. And to be honest, I am super happy with it. And I discussed this a little bit in the live stream, but I did a goof. And some of these are taller than the others. But I liked so much, because I had to actually add a block here in the end. I liked so much this final piece here that it sticks out, and there's like a nice detail bit right here. Not everything is symmetrical and perfect all the time. I kind of like it. Obviously, I've also added to our roadways and things over here. Oh, and I did this bit here. I wanted to make sure this looked nice and fancy. Ooh, it looks like I forgot to put a block back. And actually behind this, I probably should also mention, that is intended to be what will be something that can kill the power to this entire building. I just haven't really set it up yet. I'll probably forget that it's there now, but obviously I added this roadway and then a place for the cars to come around and then park in this parking lot or load up to the loading bays. And then I connected it up here. Just small little gradual changes to the height and the elevation. I don't think it's very consistent. I didn't really measure anything out. Mostly I just wanted this to look aesthetically pleasing. And I'll get to this wall probably a little bit later on when I've done a little bit more city planning, because I don't really know what's going to go up here. And if I need to make like a really tall retaining wall, there's no sense in me going down here, building this retaining wall, and then having to build another one later on. I'm going to take a quick little visit over here to our farmer villager, grab a few more snacks. And I say we go hunt down maybe a spider spawner or two. I'd like to actually get this thing completely done, if possible. Let's go see if we can find a spider spawner. I mean, I know where one is, but I don't know if I'm going to be able to find more than one. Cross your fingers, I suppose. Yeah, right there. There's a spider spawner right there. And of course, this would have been the supreme time to have a sword. Oh, hello there. Perfect. That works. The question is, can I find another? Look, a minecart. Oh, looks like I've already been in here. Dang. Several minutes later. Oh, spawner. Skelly spawner. Spider spawner. Okay, I needed more spider spawners, not skelly spawners. Seriously? I'm in full Prot 4 armor. You cannot touch me. I mean, I feel like I've been given this, like I can't just leave this here, right? Oh, unless I'm out of minecarts. Oh, I have a chest minecart. Would that work? I don't know. Oh, I got cat. Nice. There's no way to uncraft the chest minecart, right? Oh, hey, it does work with a chest minecart. Huh. Who knew? Well, it's a good thing I picked that up. Oh, you know what? I just realized I made the killing chamber a 1x1, and so like spider spawners, like normal ones, would not work here. It has to be a cave spider, and I don't even know if that's going to work. So I'm going to install these, but I don't have a lot of hope that it's going to function for a long time. And this one can go here, and I can go ahead and break that. Well, it looks like it started to work. The fan should be working. It should be blowing them downward, but we will see how that works long term. Okay, this is Vi from the future. I'm going to probably drop this clip kind of a little bit in the middle of the video because I ended up just like umming and awing, and then like it didn't make a whole lot of sense. So what we're going to do is we're going to do a quick little walkthrough of what we've done to finish up the spawner farm. As you can see, we have this lovely control panel here, and inside our spawner farm, we have darkness. It's very dark. Actually, we're gonna get like no frames, but it's fine. But yeah, we have belts on the floor, moving all the mobs over to one side. I've installed some fans, which will actually blow mobs downward. I wonder who that's for. I wonder who the fans are for. Yeah, these persistent buttholes. But it's okay, because eventually spiders, skeletons come along, and they will push mobs into the actual killing chamber. Now, one problem I was having is that whenever the spiders get over here... Oh, okay, sorry. The fans actually interact with a free cam player. I don't know why. But yeah, once I get over here, the spiders will actually sometimes crawl back up the side of this, and they get stuck right here on this gearbox for some reason. I don't really know why. So what I did is I added a secondary deployer, and a little bit of spoilers for what happens later on, but I gave swords to both deployers here, and they are doing the killing. And then all of the drops are getting funneled out through, well, funnels onto our belts here, and then it sends it on to get picked up by all of these item vaults. If I want to toggle off the killing chambers, all I have to do is that. Then I can let the mobs build up. I can go over there and I can slice them myself because I've made myself a little bit of a thing here. Obviously, I can go down here to the bottom and slice, and so I can collect a bunch of XP like this. But if there's spiders up at the top, what I can also do is I can shift up into here, and then I can slice this armor stand. And that'll get a bunch of spiders there as well. Also, I can go up to the top here, and then I can just slice this guy. And that'll also kill some of the spiders. But unfortunately, I don't actually load all of the spawners whenever I'm down there at the killing chamber. So I do have to go back up here to make sure everything is being activated. But I can go ahead and toggle this back on. If I want to pick up the spawners, all I have to do is grab the crane arms, swing them back around, and then I can use the same redstone link that I used to connect to the actual mechanical bearing, and then I can activate the sticker block to pick up the spawners. Then I can swing them back out of the chamber, and whenever the crane is on this side, it actually remains in contraption form, meaning that the spawners are not activated when they're outside here. They only ever actually place the blocks when they're inside the spawning chamber. And so with these three here, I can activate those cranes. I use my valve here to spin the actual crane and pick it up, and I can turn off all the belts and all the other mechanisms of the farm by flicking this. All right, now I'm going to jump back in time. Okay, I've been watching this thing work, and I just had a thought. I just had an idea. I had a thought. Do the washing particles that a fan makes... What? Why is that guy floating? Why are you floating? Float down, you asshole. Hey, you. Do the wash particles hurt blazes? Because if they do... Okay, there's a water source in there now. So if I do that, we flip the blaze burners back around. I keep calling them blaze burners. Blaze spawners. Are they getting hurt? They died real quick. Oh, they're on fire. They're hurting. They're not on fire. Of course they're not on fire. They are fire. Oh, but I bet we don't get the drops though. And they definitely die faster, which I don't think is inherently a bad thing. If they die because of the water, that means we don't get the drops. But I mean... 4 spawn, 2 spawn, 4 spawn, that's crazy. Okay, some of them are dying up there, which is bad. We also definitely need to get this guy a looting sword. Maybe I do that really quick. I say really quick like I have a looting guy. I don't even know if I have a looting sword or a looting enchantment guy. I might not, but if I do, I suppose I should probably get 2 swords so then I can keep my own. Do I have any just looting books? Oh, I do have a looting. Oh, I have an unbreaking mending. I have 2 of these, so I can make 2 swords probably. And I have all these diamonds that I just got from the caves. I mean, not that I need them to craft the swords. I am sure I have plenty in my system. I think I also have a sharpness guy, so that's kind of good. Also, I guess I can go ahead and process these ores that I was fortuning. Oh, I had a sword already. Rip. Also, I do have more than 30 levels. I wonder what would, Oh! Just save me a bunch of effort, why don't you? Yeah, the smite was a bad roll. Dang, what the frick? What the frick? What the frick are these rolls? That's a sharp 3 roll. I don't know if I care for that. Yeah, that's bad. Knockback. Oh, I can give this to the upper guy, and then I can put looting on this. Dude, that's literally perfect. Okay, so then we do looting 3. Oh, this is the wrong. We go looting 3 on you. With an unbreaking. I know it already has unbreaking on it, but I already had mending on this book, so whatever. And then this, I just combine. That's 17. So let me do the unbreaking mending first. That's 20. That's 30. And there goes the anvil. Of course. That's a dang near perfect sword. Wait, no, that is a perfect sword, isn't it? Sharp, sweeping, looting, unbreaking, mending. That is a perfect sword. I'm pretty sure. The frick did I just do? I never have that kind of look. I guess I could put sharp 5 on this one, except I need an anvil. This is actually hilarious. I can't believe I just threw together 2 perfect swords in like a couple minutes. I mean, it did cost me about 70 levels, so that kind of sucks, but whatever. Who cares? I can get levels endlessly now. All I gotta do is turn off the killing chamber here, and then I can stand up there and kill him myself. What is this? That is the knockback 2 sword. Can I give that to you? Except I need to change this filter now. Knockback 2 guy. Bop. And then we bop that right there. And then this one, I want my sword back. Give me long claw. Beautiful. Ooh, that does take quite a bit of durability damage. There's the spiders. And then there is the... Or, well, that's the skellies, and now there's the spiders. Okay, let's see what the knockback sword does. Okay, I think now the sword is helping this deployer kill them fast enough that we're still getting the drops. Oh, they're dying so much faster now. I don't even see the spiders. I mean, knockback is completely unnecessary in this situation. Okay, so I tried to run a little test here. Unfortunately, we are actually stacking up mobs faster than we can kill them, and I tried to get something else in the killing chamber down here to help assist with damage, but I did ultimately end up removing my water up there because it was killing the blazes before we could get the drops. And to be honest, I'd rather stack up on mobs and then have entity cramming. Oops, I didn't mean to fall there. But I'd rather stack up on mobs and have entity cramming with the swords doing as much damage as possible than, you know, just miss out on the drops entirely. So I think that's the route I'm going to go with. It's just going to be, you know, less than optimal. I'm sure there's a better solution, and maybe I'll think of that before the next episode. But I think, oh my god, this is taking so much work. I don't think you guys fully understand how much work this is taking, but I think that's where I'm going to leave it. We have a beautiful new workshop to house our spawners. We've done a ton of detailing on the outside, and we have 3 fully functional spawner farms. Rather, I guess it's like 8 spawners in one farm. I don't know. You know what I mean. And we are definitely set up and ready to go for what we want to do next. Well, maybe not next. I don't know. We'll see what we want to do next. But I have so many mob drops now coming in that are all going to be very useful to me. And as we can see here, I'm about to break 1K on spider eyes. That's insane. That's insane. Oh, give me that. And this. We're getting drops. Yeah, we definitely might be relying on entity cramming here. But I got some AFKing to do, and that guy better move. You better move. Sir, is there a dead spot? There is a dead spot. I forgot. This is a bit of a bro moment. Well, I got some AFKing to do and something to do about that. I don't know what I'm going to do about that. Oh, that's frustrating. I didn't even know that was there. And now there's skellies getting stuck. This is terrible. I mean, that kind of makes these useless, but... hopefully that's enough. If I don't want to end this episode, I'm just going to keep tweaking this damn farm. So that's where I'm going to leave it. I appreciate you so much for watching. If you like the video, like it. And if you want to subscribe, do it. Also, I made YouTube partner. I didn't even know you could do that at this level of subscribers. I'm kind of freaking out. So I'm going to cook up something to do for channel members because like at this tier of YouTube partner, that's what I get access to. So if you guys want to become a channel member, you know, maybe not yet, but soon I'm going to have some benefits for you. I assume it's going to be the same benefits I offer to my Patreons, but you know, look out for that. That's kind of cool. I'm freaking stoked about this stuff, guys. This is so cool. And I'll see you in the next one.